Hello, it's Denise, Minty Green Mama, and today I wanted to do a quick video, hopefully quick, about my fall decks. And these are decks that I am using this fall, or planning on maybe, because there's a lot. I don't know if I'll get into all of them, but things that I associate with fall. And they're not necessarily meant to be fall decks, but to me something about them reminds me of fall, and they're decks that I want to work with this season, because fall or autumn is my absolute favorite time of year, and we're already into September, and to me fall is like September, October, November, although because I live in the southern states, it's still really, it doesn't feel quite like fall yet, but we're getting there. So I'm going to do my oracle cards first, because I don't have quite so many of those. And my first deck that I want to talk about is the illuminated, whoa, the lights, it's the reflective, the illuminated earth oracle. There we go. And this is by Claire Mack. And to me, I think it's just like the colors of this deck. Let's see. So these are the backs, and I don't know, there's nothing specifically like fall about this, but to me, like, the colors are just like rich, and like they're not, it just feels very fall to me. I can't even explain why, but this deck for me, I love this deck, and I've had it sitting on a shelf for a while, and I was just kind of going through, like, picking out which decks I wanted to work with this season, and this just kept coming to my mind. So I absolutely love these cards. So this one is definitely on my fall list, of the illuminated earth oracle. So one that I just got recently, and I haven't really worked with at all, is the Roots and Wings oracle deck by Kat Riles, I want to say. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Whoa. And it came in this cute little bag. I love it. So this deck I got because I had heard, I'd seen it on Etsy, and I liked the artwork. I'm trying not to acquire so many decks, but I heard a lot about, like, the feel of these cards, and they do have a really interesting feel to them. It really is interesting. I don't know though about, like, they kind of clump up because they have almost like a rubbery, I don't know I don't know how to describe it, but they do have an interesting feel. So I haven't quite decided what I think about that yet though, but to me, it's a very nature oriented oracle, but I don't know if it's because I just got this deck, or if it's because, like, the color, like this green color, to me, I guess it could be any season. To me, I think fall. So, let me see. I don't know. I got this deck, and I thought it would be a good one to work with for the fall. Can't even explain. Most of these I have no specific explanation for. I just think they would be good fall decks. The word's not even going to show up on the bottom. Let's see if I can. Death. It says death on the bottom. You can't really see that though. It is kind of small font, but I don't know why some of them aren't. So anyway, I think this is an interesting deck, and I'm excited to try to work with that hopefully soon. Now this one is one that I worked with last year, and I really liked it, and I'm excited to pull it out this year, because this is the one that I feel like I do only work with this during the fall, sometimes into winter, but it's just specifically a fall deck for me, and that's the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle by Terry Foss and Sarah Foss Robinson. So this deck, oops, that's not a card. So here's the backs on this one. I think there have been other editions. This is, I think, a later one where all the backs are the same. I really wish I would have gotten one. I think there was like different moon phases on the backs. That would have been so awesome. But I just love this artwork. The only thing about this one is it did have pointy corners, and so I did have to round them, but that wasn't hard at all. So totally worth it. And there's witches. I think that's why, like, this is a very witchy deck. It has a lot of images of, you know, witches, which I love, absolutely love that. And to me, this is just one that I really want to work with in the fall, especially October, you know, because it, like, the witches with the pointy hats, I know it could be all year round, but to me, this is just such a fall deck. So I actually had put this one away after last fall, and I am excited to get it back out again because I love it and it is amazing. So it's that one. So that's all the Oracle decks. So the rest of the decks I have that I want to work with are tarot decks. So let me unwrap this one. I wrapped that one really well. Okay. So this is, oh goodness, I think I have I thought it had the little title card in here, so forgive me if I am wrong. But this is the Dreamkeeper's Tarot, and I believe that the creator and artist is, I want to say Liz Houston, but I could be wrong, and I don't have the book with me, so I apologize if I'm mistaken, but this is the Dreamkeeper's Tarot, and to me, I don't know if you can, like, she has like that skeleton arm kind of thing going on there, and there's just a lot about this deck that I absolutely love, and I will totally use this all the time, not just in the fall, but it has a very fall vibe to me, and I actually just got this not that long ago. This is a good one. And I haven't had a chance to really work with it. Whoa. Isn't that too funny? The Four of Swords just flew out at me, and I actually have been getting this one a lot, so totally has a message there for me. But a lot of these are still in order. I've flipped through them, but I haven't really taken the time to get to know this deck very well. I haven't really read the guidebook. I knew I wanted to back this one on Kickstarter, and it just didn't fit into my budget, so I purchased it after the Kickstarter. But I really like this one. So that is Dreamkeeper's Tarot. Another good fall one is Tarot of Haunted House by Sasha Graham and Mirko Pier Federici. And this one is just a fun deck. It could be like all year round, kind of like scary movies can be all year round, but to me, I love the backs of these. These are just so cool, and I really do like this deck. It kind of tells a little story, and it's fun to read with. I haven't done a lot of like super serious readings with this one, but it's interesting. Like, that guy. So, I don't know. There's just something really fun about this deck that I really like. Let's see if there's any. Here's the Hanged Man. So yeah, it's just a really interesting one, and to me, it's very fall. Like the haunted house, scary story vibe. To me, is very fall. All right, and so the next one is Tarot of the Sweet Twilight by Christina Benintende. Goodness. And I love this deck. This one actually sat on my wish list for ages, and I would always convince myself that I didn't need this deck, and that it, you know, there wasn't anything so specific about this one that I had to have it, and I would talk myself out of it over and over again. But I just really love this deck, and I'm so happy that I finally bought it. I love the backs too. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, it's upside down. 8 of Pentacles. I haven't worked with this one very much. I've done a few readings with it, and I like it because it can deliver a message in a way that's like upfront but easy to handle. You know, like even if it's bad news, like I feel like I can handle it with this deck. Like it's just telling me the way that it is without, it's not judgy, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just absolutely love this deck. But the thing is a lot, like this is the 3 of Wands, and to me that's like a really different image, you know, than I am used to. So although this Temperance one is really cool. So it's been really interesting going through this deck, and yeah, just getting to know it, getting to know like the little characters in there, and it's been really fun. I'm running out of space on my desk. So that's Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. So the next one is Tarot of the Cat People by Karen Kindle. I'm not even going to try to say that one again. Sorry. This one I've talked about several times on my channel. This is a newer version of the deck because my old one is super special to me and I didn't want to ruin it. This one is after my first deck that I ever got was the Wheat Smith deck, and I didn't really connect with it. And so this was one of the next ones that I got, like my first kind of different, like that wasn't like there's a regular Wheat Smith deck, and I love it. The artwork is just absolutely gorgeous, and the little book that comes with it's really interesting. Kind of takes you into a whole different world where each of the suits is like a different like fantasy place. It's a really cool guidebook. I don't know that it helped me learn the tarot specifically, but it's really interesting, and this deck is really gorgeous and interesting deck. And I did a lot of meditations on this card specifically, so when that one comes up, it just brings back so many memories. And I still have that deck that I was gifted as a teenager, and I recently repurchased the deck so that I could use it. I used it quite a bit in this summer, actually. I was trying to reconnect with it, and I just don't think I spent enough time with it. And it has like a very like muted color type of thing, like there's bright colors, but it just, I don't know. Oh, and here's the backs. I don't know if I showed the backs. So cute. Cats. So to me it just has like a fall vibe. Again, I can't explain it. It just feels fall to me. So that's definitely, hopefully I'm going to have time to work with that one. And then I have the Naked Heart Tarot by Jillian Wild. Oops. There we go. And this is one of my all-time favorite decks. And there's so much I love about it. This one, to me, I don't know why. This one is an all year round deck for me, but specifically, I had put this one away for a while, and I was going through my decks to find my fall ones, and this one popped up, and I just absolutely love it. Hey, camera. And I guess because it doesn't really have a lot of like pastel colors, or there's a lot of black, you know, or something. I'm not sure why, but it really just for me, like I'm really getting a fall vibe from this one. Oh, I scratched that one. I actually have 2 of these because when the newest edition came out, I actually bought that one. So just had to have it because this is really one of my favorite decks ever. So Naked Heart Tarot, I won't show too many of those because even though it's absolutely gorgeous, I know I've showed it several times on this channel. So this one I kind of put away for a while. This is a Starman Tarot by David Angelis and Esther DeAngelis, I want to say their names. I hope that's right. Anyway, this is such an interesting deck, and I actually have multiple copies of this because I wasn't thrilled with this one's already bent. I wasn't thrilled with the cardstock, so I actually have 3 copies of this deck. But it's so interesting, and it is a lot to take in. And I guess sometimes in the summer, like, I just wanted something a little simpler. I don't know, like this one felt like a lot, and so I put it aside. And when I saw this on the shelf, I was like, yes, I need to get this one back out because it's so weird and crazy, and I love it, and the colors are just like kind of crazy. But to me, because there is so much, I don't know, like dark, like black and darker colors, along with the crazy, like, look at all those crazy colors. I don't know. Again, I have no idea. To me, this is just going to be a really good deck to work with in the fall. And then I have the Herb Crafters Tarot as well. This is one that I just got. I finally opened it. I had it sitting here for ages unopened. I've just been absolutely swamped, like, with school stuff going on and kids' activities, and literally, like, there's only so many things I can do in a day. And then, you know, I just haven't had time to work with all the decks that I wanted to, but I finally opened this one, and there are the backs. And I am so excited about it, like, so excited about this deck. And, let's see, Curandera of Water. I hope I said that right. Seaweed. I just really like this deck, and I'm excited to work with it. I'm excited to work with the like different herbs and stuff. I have like different plans to work with herbs and you know, that kind of kitchen and green witchery this season, and try to spend a little bit more time with that because I feel like I've been neglecting that aspect of my path. So, and then the last one that I want to mention, and I just mentioned this on my last video, because of course I have decks like the Way Home Tarot that I won't go through, but I just always like to have this one around because I've been really loving that. But this one I just got recently, and I feel like I'm just going to use this one all the time. It's just, I never want to put it down. I take this with me everywhere I go now. It's crazy. Like, I'm just going to throw this in my purse, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I have a purse deck in a 10. I wish this one came in a 10. I would totally buy it. But anyway, oh no, not in order. This is the Mystical Tarot by, oh, why can't it? Giuliano Costa. And I've just been loving this deck, and it has kind of this like antique-y looking tapestry like thing, and to me this is just kind of weird, and the colors are very fall-like to me, so I'm excited about using this deck this season. I know for sure I will use this one. Like, I have all these decks out here, and I'm like, I'd love to use these, but I just love this one. Isn't it pretty? Gosh. A lot of them are upside down. Crazy. Oh, the Four of Pentacles. That one's been coming up so much for me. And then, of course, the Fool. It's been coming up a lot for me lately. That has a message for me. All right. So I think that one is the last one. I have like a whole desk full of decks here. But yeah, the way that things have been going, I haven't had a lot of time to work. I mean, I work with my tarot cards every day. I have been working with Lenormand cards when I can, and I pull cards every day. But I don't always have time to get to know my decks the way that I've been wanting to. And so, as far as using all those decks, I know there's people that use a ton of decks all the time, and I'm so I just think that's wonderful. I'm in awe of that. But for me, like, I can only do so many decks at one time, so it kind of remains to be seen. The ones that pull at me the most are the ones that I'll probably just end up sticking with a few and working with them for the entire season, because I've been just doing that a lot lately. Like my mystical tarot that I don't even want to put down, and it's just so fun. All right, so those are the decks that I am going to be working with or choosing from for fall. I would love to hear what decks you will be working with this fall or autumn. If you already know, or if you even work with different decks for the different seasons, I'd love to hear about it. And I hope to talk to you again soon. All right, have a good one. Bye.